shocking items that you can find on the road are pantsu! There's actually a banana peel on the road. That one's rather dry already, but why? Credit cards, the iPhone, money envelopes, humans. Hey guys and girls on Ask Japanese, it's Kathy Cat. Greetings from Tokyo. Right now, I'm here on the streets, on the road of Tokyo. And when you walk around Tokyo and Japan, especially the big cities, you will find random items on the street, like this key that we just found. Now, this time we're going to talk about the 10 most shocking items you can find on the road here in Japan. And it seems to be normal. The other day, I found a steaming hot bowl of cup noodles on the sidewalk, just sitting there. It was still steaming, it was still warm. I'm like, what is that cup noodle thing doing there? And then a moment later, a construction worker came out, and that was his lunch. But there are other weird items that you can find apart from keys on the streets here in Japan. So let's feature some of them. For example, right now we found a little clementine orange over here. It's just sitting there. It definitely does not belong to the tree. Huh. Why are you here, little orange? Little mikan? Number 1 of random, surprising, shocking items that you can find on the road are pantsu! We picked the flashiest one and put it right at the start because it's true. We've seen that many times when we were walking around Tokyo and other prefectures. They're just a pair of things on the street. So for example, last month we went to Shimonoseki. There was something silky on the street, on the floor, and I walked past it, but the director stopped and he was like, you know what that is? And I'm like, oh, it's panties on the road. But why? I know what you guys are thinking now. You might be thinking they're lying around because someone had a hot night and somehow they ended up on the streets. That's apparently actually not the case in Japan. I asked one of my Japanese friends why that is so, and the actual answer is, you remember how we mentioned that Japanese people generally all dry their washing on their balconies? That is the answer to the question, because the underwear is the smallest and lightest and the easiest to get blown off during winds and similar, apparently. Out of respect of the people who live there, I cannot show you this, but right now behind the director is washing all over the place. I can see so much washing, and I can also see some female and male boxes and underwears that are hanging up right now. Japan is very, very much hanging up their laundry outside, and that's why we sometimes have it lying on the street. Similar things like that. Number 2, it's yellow, it's on the road, and it's not these colorful ginkgo leaves, it's banana peel! Banana peel on the road here. I've seen a lot of times, and usually you see it like in comedies, like that kind of stuff. But in Japan, you actually find banana peel on the road. But the question is, why do I never see Japanese people eat bananas? While we were filming this video, we found another one. There's actually a banana peel on the road. That one's rather dry already, but why? Just why? そこを見てる日本人のあなた。道に落ちてるバナナの皮はなんでそこにあるんだろう。ぜひ私に教えてください。コメントお願いします。Number 3, Gunte gloves. Now, in the 1900s, a Swiss company made cotton gloves with machines, and it didn't get as popular in the world, but it got very popular here in Japan because they got given to the Japanese army. Gun comes from army and te, hand. So, hands for the army. A lot of physical workers in Japan are using the gunte. You can pretty much see it from the mail delivery man to the street worker to anyone who handles items or carries items frequently. These gloves are generally supplied, so they're supposed to protect the hands and give them better grip on items. They're also advised to be in some emergency packs, and I was wearing them when I was climbing up Mount Fuji. So it's no surprise that some of those handy gloves end up on the road, but the fun thing is they seem to be run over by cars, and then after a while they do like hand signs and patterns. So sometimes you even see a peace sign. It looks like they're playing rock, scissors, papers, or even other symbols like these. こんにちは、私カティキャットと申します。Business cards is number 4 on our list, and in Japan generally, they're a very important part of the business life. When you introduce yourself to someone, you always have to have your business card, and especially in the business districts, Shinjuku and Roppongi and similar, these cards are super important, but you can sometimes find them on the floor. A business card is also a very personal thing. It might contain very vital information and similar. So for example, if you go to a big event like a congress or a type of messe exhibition, you're generally required to give one of the credit cards to the person who does the event and one keep for yourself. They're actually much more important than you think they might be. So if one of them is on the floor, be careful. Ito? Credit cards, credit cards, credit cards. Credit cards. Credit cards. Business cards are a vital part of Japanese life, and you're actually supposed to treat the other person and the business card in the same way. So the way you receive a business card and similar is actually very important. So for example, if you go to an exhibition, a messe or a business event, you sometimes are required by the people who do the event to give them a copy of your business card and keep one on you in a little like lanyard. So if you lose your own business cards, that's certainly embarrassing because you're supposed to take proper care of them. I've had this. People have actually gave my cards back to me going like, I think you dropped that, girl. That's very embarrassing. But what's even worse is dropping a business card of a business partner. Oh my God, never ever do that. You get in so much trouble. Next number is eyeliner. Japanese ladies are so skilled. They can do their makeup anywhere, on the train, just in the restaurant, freshen it up, on the go, on the walk. And actually, eyeliner is one of those items that you find a lot in the streets. I wouldn't dare put on my eyeliner while I'm like out and about. I always very scared of poking myself in the eye with it, but they're so skilled, they somehow can do it. I mean, there are other makeup products, but eyeliner is one of those that the director, for example, finds the most on the road. And I want to know why. Next number is shoes. You never find a pair of shoes. You generally just find one random shoe on the road. Majority seems to be kids' shoes, but sometimes you find high heels and other shoes on the road, sneakers and similar, and I always wonder, where did the other part go to? And why are there so many kids' shoes? And why does no one know that the kid is walking around with just one shoe? So why do the parents not realize that one shoe or sock is missing? Well, that's because Japanese bicycles generally look like this. We call them mamachari, and at the front or the back is usually when there's a space for kids in the front or in the back. And sometimes the parents can't see, or usually the moms who are driving these ones, when one of the kids loses a shoe because they're busy focusing on the road, making sure they get from A to B. I've seen a mamachari bus once where literally a kid at the front, a kid at the back, and a kid strapped to her body. It was like a mama bus. What kind of phone are you using right now? Well, did you know that in 2020, 50% of Japanese people are actually owning the iPhone? iPhone is super, super popular. Even I have to shamefully admit that I own one, and which means that 1 in 2 people has an iPhone here in Japan. iPhone kind of crazy, which is no surprise then that you can get the iPhone cases anywhere. At airports, at the 100 yen store, at the supermarket, with cute characters on it. You can find all types of iPhone cases all around. Some glittery ones, some crazy ones, some light up, some have a mirror and a space for the Suica card inside, which is what my case does. And so you find them on the street. But I'm just wondering, like, if you lost your case, what happened to your phone? And why is that case just randomly lying there? Next number is tissues. In Japan, you get surprisingly many things for free. Sometimes it's magazines, cosmetic products, little trial things on the streets. But one of the most common ones are tissues. Now, why are tissues free in Japan? Generally, it's for commercial purposes. So if you look closely at the tissue, either on the package or in the package, is some kind of commercial. It can be for karaoke bars. It can be for real estate agents. It can be for the gentlemen, kind of ladies' bars at night. Or for the ladies, it can be how about would you like to work at a ladies' bar at night? You find all kinds of tissues. And if you actually go to the big stations like Shibuya, Ikebukuro, and similar on, you might end up with 5 packs of tissues for free, and obviously some of them just land straight on the floor. Some of the people who live in Tokyo, and I know you might have been doing that too, actually start counting or calculating those tissues in and go like, damn, I left the house without tissues. Oh, it's fine. I'm probably gonna get 1 pack at the next station. Next number are money envelopes. Now, how do you usually pay in your country? It might be by credit card. In Japan, there's also lots of digital ways these days. What is that? There's just one pair of... We keep finding things today. There's a pair of leg warmers right here. Yes, I was talking about money envelopes. So money envelopes are a thing that you might also find. It looks like a normal envelope, but it generally has a name of a bank or similar on it. Reason for that being is in Japan, when you pay people, sometimes people hand it over in cash, but you should never just give hard cash to people in a naked way. It has to be closed in an envelope. So generally when you hand someone over money, it has to be in an envelope. And those envelopes somehow end up on the streets. But yeah, if you should find them containing money though, you're supposed to go and hand them in at the next police station. We found another random item here. It looks like a Pikachu hat, or is it pants? What is it? Turns out that was a Pikachu hat or tissue case? Who knows? Anyways, next number is humans. Japanese people are hard workers and some of them are very stressed, and many blow off steam in the evening by going to pubs, clubs, bars and similar. They go drinking, or used to in the old days, and that's the point when you go, for example, to Shinjuku, Shibuya, Akihabara, Roppongi, those kind of areas, and then you'll find some very, very drunken people somewhere just lying, sitting or sleeping on the road. When you see a person passed out on the street and know we're bound to help or want to do things straight away, generally there's a koban around in the area, a police box. That's where you can go and meet a police officer, and hopefully that person can take care of them. Or if it's near a station, tell the station staff. That's all we can do for these people. But yeah, drink responsibly, guys. Japan is generally a very cleanly country. There's generally not that much garbage on the ground compared to other places I've been to. But if you should find an item that is especially of value, then you actually are supposed to give it to the next police box. And the police box is never quite that far away. One of the weirdest things I've ever found is I was in Nakano Broadway somewhere. I was just walking through that long mall, and someone had cut out the pages of an erotic manga and spread them through the whole shopping mall. So the more we were walking, the more we could see the storyline progress. Well, there wasn't much of a storyline, but the action progressed while we were walking. And I was just like, why is that? I almost felt a little bit like it was on purpose, to be honest. But I think that soon got taken care of afterwards. Staff from the mall came and they quickly tried to collect all the very very raunchy pages that were on the floor. But it was one of the most random things that I found on the streets here in Japan, I must say. I still think it was probably on purpose. Anyways, guys, what is the most random, weirdest or funniest thing that you found on the floor in your country? Don't be shy, let us know in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to reading it. Thanks for hanging out, watching this movie. Don't forget, please subscribe if you haven't already for more stuff from Japan, and give us a like just so we know you enjoyed this content. Thanks for hanging out here in Tokyo, and I hope I catch you soon for another video here from Japan. We have so many videos. There is loads of entertainments. If you want to come find out more facts about Japan or go a little bit back in time and see what kind of street interviews we did, feel free to do so. I hope I catch you soon for the next video, and until then, stay healthy and happy. Greetings from Tokyo. This was Kathy Cat. See you guys. Bye.